If you've ever gone through a friendship breakup and haven't had anywhere to talk about it, I would love to talk about it here, because my friendship breakups broke my heart in ways that I never could have seen coming. And nobody ever warned me about what that would do. There's a million pieces of media that tell us how to get over a romantic ending. There's movies, TVs, books. Where is that for the ends of friendships? Because women's friendships are the emotional foundation of our lives. Men come and go, but we are each other's keepers, each other's safe place, each other's historians, defenders, protectors. And this grief, it's just so homeless. It's wandering, there's nowhere for it to go. It's not like somebody died and so my porch is full of casseroles. It's not like I was just divorced and so I'm given a few days off work. I'm just expected to go on like nothing happened, and nobody notices that my life partners of 20-something years are gone. There's no social structure to support those of us who have lost friendships like this. And every woman I have spoken to about this has said, this happened to me. And I have never known how to talk about it or who I can talk about it with. And when you're building a romantic relationship, like you're building a house, you lay a trap door into that because there's a high chance that eventually something will happen and that house will come down and you need a way out. You don't do that with friendships. You build that house like it's your forever home. And I never expected that to come down, and one day it just did, and it came down on top of me and it nearly killed me. Like, it feels like it's taken me over a year just to dig my way out of the rubble. So I don't know if there's a great solution, but maybe we could talk about it here, and that's a start, because God, the worst thing about this, besides the thing itself, is just feeling like I have to mourn and grieve so much alone. Like every room I walk into, there's this ghost over my shoulder and nobody can see it but me. But it's with me all the time. So you're welcome to talk about it here. And if this has happened to you, I see you, and it's real, and it hurts as bad as you think it does, and you're not crazy for feeling that way.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are sharing different experiences of friendship and friendship broke up and how difficult they are to overcome. So guys, I've lost two friends in my lifetime so far in terms of friendship. One was my absolute best friend from high school all the way till we were in our 20s, and that one still stays with me into my 40s. So we all can definitely relate how painful that can be, wherein if you broke up with a spouse, for some reason we're able to let go of that breakup a lot more easier. But I will let you watch these creators and let me know in the comment section if you have experienced a friendship breakup and how did you deal with it. Mine was over, I would say, 18 years ago, and sometimes I still think back and it still feels painful because that girl was my person. She was my best friend, and then we just had a falling out and it was never the same. Even though we did try to rekindle everything, restart our friendship, we tried to live together, try to get the kids together, but it was never the same. The trust was never I was never able to rebuild the trust or trust my best friend again.
Honestly, how do you break up with a friend without hurting the other person's feelings? Honestly, sometimes ending friendships is harder than going through an actual breakup. When you build that deep trust with a friend and they betray you or change, or the friendship just isn't serving you anymore, it's definitely a huge loss. I think there are two ways you can go about it. One is to be super honest and tell them how exactly they hurt you and why you want to step back from the friendship. If you know that person is not open to listening to what you have to say, and what you're telling them will literally go in one ear and out the other, slowly distancing yourself and stepping back and becoming unavailable is another way to go. And if they ask you what they did, I would just be really honest and tell them exactly how you feel. People change, and so do friendships. Some people are not meant to be in your life forever. And if you have a toxic friend or someone that's bringing you down constantly, it is okay to end the friendship with them and step away. The people you choose to spend your time with and give energy to is really important. And if they're negative, your energy will also become negative. I haven't always done it right in the past, but I think honesty is best and just slowly stepping back.
A lot of people love you and adore you when they don't see you as a threat. When you're still so sweet and so cute, and she's amazing and she's lovely and she's my best friend, that title gets thrown around left, right, and center. But if that person grows a little bit of confidence, power, status, elevates completely in society, a lot of people become very uncomfortable with that. You realize that someone ends up losing friends when they're performing beyond someone else's expectations. That person that was once, oh, I love this girl or I love this guy so much, no longer becomes, who does she think she is? She's changed. She's different. Why is she like that now? She wasn't like this before, because it makes people uncomfortable. That's the reason why you end up losing a lot of friends along the way when you're moving upwards, because most people like you in your place. When you're a little below them or on their level, they like you there. It makes them very uncomfortable when you're elevating.
The thing we don't talk about a lot is like friendship breakups and how broken you are after like you feel absolutely violated when you break up with a friend. It's way, and I don't.
It's a different level of trust you got with your friends.
Exactly. It's not even really comparable to a romantic breakup, because like your best friend, your girls, your friends, or even your guys, I don't know, from your perspective, they know stuff about you that don't nobody know in the world. And for it, like, I feel like now we're so quick to jump into friendships, and we need to spend time actually developing them just like you would a romantic relationship. Because when shit hit the fan and y'all fall out, now this girl didn't tell everybody all your business, when in reality you didn't do the vetting process enough. You was like, oh, she like on Instagram, let's all link up and hang out. No, what is she like?
If you can't handle the truth, please keep scrolling. These are the top 5 red flags of your besties. And if you have some of these traits, you may also be the red flag. All right, you're still here, so let's get into it. Number 1, boy crazy. Everything I'm mentioning in this video is on a spectrum, so you're either really low in this or really high in this. If your bestie is boy crazy, every conversation you have with them eventually leads back to men. Their life revolves around men. They are obsessed with both male attention and being in a relationship. They will prioritize their romantic relationships over their friendships. So once they get a partner, you may not see them until 2075. Most likely, they have pick-me energy, and they will throw you under a bus for a man in a heartbeat. Next up, we have the victim. The victim always needs to be saved. She's the queen of sob stories, and something is always going wrong in her life. She's gonna need to lean on you at all times. The victim is never in control of their life. And when you investigate their stories, sometimes you're like, that could have been prevented. The victim is very stubborn, and no matter what advice you give them, they will never listen to it. They will never grab the bull by the horns, and instead, you're gonna be left frustrated as hell. If you're empathetic, you may feel bad for the victim, but they may also turn into an energy vampire who calls you and leans on you at all times. And even if you were at a high, by the time you get off the phone with them, you at a low. The truth of the matter is they are addicted to being the victim, and there's nothing you can do about it. This one is very triggering to me. This is the red flag of opportunistic. The opportunistic bestie is friends with you for a reason. They are looking for the next come up through people. These people are very shallow, and they will abandon you for the next person for whatever reason. Be someone that has more money than you, someone they think has more social status, someone that they think just has something, and they will latch on to the next person. These people are cold, and there are no real emotional connections with them, but boy, do they know how to turn on the charisma and the charm when they need to. They have people in a hierarchy in their minds. They are obsessed with people's careers and jobs, and they're very, very much focused on leveling up, but it will come to a detriment. This person will step or stomp on your head to get to where they're going with no hesitation. Number 4 is Little Miss Me, Myself, and I. I'm all for self-love and self-care, but this person takes it to another level. They are first, second, and third in their life. Is she narcissistic? Hell yes. Does she love you? You don't know. You will pretty much be a glorified assistant in this relationship. Will she remember your birthdays, your kids' names, most details about you? Hell no. This relationship is very one-sided, and she will expect you to do a lot of things for her. You could be on the phone with her for 2-3 hours she won't ask you one question about yourself. If you have this friend in your life, you need to probably go into therapy, counseling, or being an assistant, because at least you could get paid for your services, sis. Saving the best for last, this is the finale. We have bad mind. Bad mind is a Jamaican word, yes, I'm Jamaican, which describes someone who's malicious, competitive, wishing horrible things on you, very jealous, and they keep it on the low. This friend is the ultimate hater, and the easiest way to actually spot them is through their hateration, because they will be hating on a lot of people. They may say things like, why do they get so much attention? Why do they get so much love on social media? Why do they think they're so cute? Something of that sort. Everyone rubs them the wrong way. Remember, if they can't feel good things for other people, they can't feel good things for you. This person is plotting on your demise. They are competing with you. They are not wishing you well, and they keep you close so they can spy on your life. This is the most toxic red flag there is. If they feel you pulling away, they will be upset. They will say you changed up. They will not like you glowing up, growing up, doing anything to level up. It's all a threat to them. Bad mind is present in a lot of movies where a friend ends up the other friend. Yeah. These things happen in real life. They happen on screen. They are threats to your survival, your success, your secrecy, anything you have going on. Cut them off like cancer. Get rid of them. Don't feel bad about it, and make sure you do it quickly. This concludes the top 5 red flags. Let me know if I should do part 2.
Let me make this so perfectly abundantly clear. There is no fucking friend I want back. There is no friend that I miss. There is no friend that I'm like, damn, I wish I could be friends with you again. No, you are not a part of my life for a fucking reason. I had a friend recently that tried to come back into my life, and I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. Then I ended up realizing that our lives are completely different. We are 2 different people now, and this was like my sister, my bitch, my ride or die best friend. We grew apart for many different reasons, and I haven't seen her in a few years. Well, she tried to hit me up, and she tried to come back into my life. There was no genuine apology for the shit that fucking happened. And I was like, you know what? I actually don't have to put up with this shit. I'm in such a good place in my life that I don't need anything from my past to try and come back. I feel like it was a test to see if I'm really committed to the life that I have now and the life that I want. And the life that I've been fucking fighting for my whole life, bitch. No. Try again. If somebody leaves your life, let them go. Like, that's it. It's done. We don't go back and pick up trash from outside when we take the trash out, bitch, okay? We don't go looking for it. We don't go searching, digging. Let me see if I can bring this back in the house. No. We had a falling out and there was no drama. There's no nothing. It is what it is. We're 2 people that grew apart. Our lives are completely different. We're completely different people. I am not the same bitch that I was 3 or 4 years ago when we were best friends. The thing about me is I'm forever evolving. Y'all thought you knew me 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Bitch, hello? No. Nice to meet you. I'm Cassidy, brand fucking new. You don't know me. She was struggling with some shit when she hit me up. So that's another lesson to be learned. When somebody hits you up from your past that isn't in a good place in their life, run. Run for the hills, baby girl, because there is no good that's gonna come from that. They're in a vulnerable place right now. They're grasping at straws to try and pull people back into their life. No, sorry, I'm good over here. I hope that you're well. There's no animosity. There's no hate. It's just like, we don't need to talk. There's no point. You hurt me. I can't forgive you. You didn't even apologize. There's no reason to try and circle back around. It is what it is. You did what you did and it's done. And that's it. And that's okay. I wish her well. I hope that her and her family are doing amazing, but there's nothing that would benefit me from having that person in my life. I know your lane might suck, but you got to stay in it.
I had a friend who was very much, I considered like a sister. She's probably the only adult friendship I've had where I've literally fallen out with, like, ever completely. Yeah. Which is really crazy because we were like family, and that's very, very hard. It was like a messy divorce. It was really, really weird. But the thing is, and then, you know, we posted about this the other day, like, somebody's not calling you because they owe you an apology.
Yeah. I think we all reposted it.
Repost. You know, and it's interesting because, to your point, it's like, I can look at this person and say, this person was a good friend to me, but then I can also look at the ways and be like, they weren't a good friend to me, but also still have compassion for the fact that, like, I actually don't think that you intended to hurt me, but I actually know so much about you that I have compassion for the way that you don't even see yourself operating in this life. That's real. So that has actually helped me make peace with letting go of the anger I think I felt towards her for many years, because I definitely felt so hurt. And I was like, no, you knew what you were doing. And then after I was like, wait a second, you know this person intimately, very, very closely. You know why they operate like that. This is not just you. They do this with everybody. So it really allowed for me to make peace with that. And like, even through the hardest parts and the, you know, the realities that came to surface of that relationship, as much as I could still feel hurt, I don't feel angry.
As a therapist that works with a lot of clients in their late 20s and early 30s, I continue to see this theme a lot. A consequence of developing and getting older is grieving relationships and friendships that you thought would last for a lifetime. And this happens because you experience a personal shift in your values. You're gaining a deeper understanding of yourself, how you want to spend your time. And maybe in your early 20s, you just want to have a good time. You just want to do it for the plot. And your friends were there for that. That's what you needed in that era of your life. But as you grow older, your values are shifting. You might start craving deeper connections. You might start developing hobbies. You might start wanting relationships based off of shared experiences, career aspirations, people that are starting families, people that are just in a similar stage in life that you are. And this is where it can get really challenging, because the old friendships that you're clinging on to are likely rooted in the values of your past self. And so you can do one of two things. You can try to fit yourself back into the old mold to keep the friendship alive, or you can try to impose your newfound values on your friends and hope that they grow in the same capacity that you have. And neither one of those options are really fair to you or your friendships. Trying to revert back to your old self is going to deny you the growth that you have earned, and then trying to push your friend to be someone that they're not ready to become, or maybe never will become, will create resentment. It's truly like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It doesn't fit, and it's not supposed to fit, and that's okay.
We've all had that one best friend that we thought we would be friends with for the rest of our lives, to the point where you do everything together, like you are literally inseparable. And then one day, everything changes. And it could be a falling out, but in my case, we went from being the best of friends to her kind of slowly eliminating herself from my life. And when I communicated with her and asked her why, she told me I was crazy and that I was overthinking it. And then one year, she didn't invite me to her birthday. We always do birthdays together. That's when I knew I had to let her go. 2 years go by. One of her dogs passed away, and that made me really sad because I knew how much that dog meant to her. So of course, me, in my heart, I reach out to her and I say, I'm so sorry. And she did respond, and she was like, thank you so much. I'm so upset. You know how much that dog meant to me, blah, blah, blah. Another few months passed, still never heard from her. Then this summer, my father passed away. Not that I was expecting her to console me or be a friend that I can lean on, but I did think that maybe she would reach out to me. She watched all of my stories on Instagram when my dad passed away. Every single one of them. Every single day. And she never reached out. This crushed me so much to the point where I said, I need to unfollow this person. But the crazy part about all of this woman for the last 3 years has watched every single one of my Instagram stories. Every single day. Has never missed a day. Not even one. Why are you watching my life? If you really want to know how I'm doing or what I'm doing, why not text me or call me? If you were upset with me and didn't want me in your life anymore, why are you watching my stories? To the point where I almost want to call her and be like, what the fuck is your problem, bro?
Something they don't tell you about friendship breakups that they should is even after the friendship breakup has ended, you've gone through your healing process, you feel pretty over it, you're at the point where there's no hard feelings, what's done is done, it's happened for the best, etc., etc. You don't realize that in the future, when you're trying to make new friends, the subconscious lies that you've carried with you from that friendship breakup haunt you. What I mean by that is, again, even if your conscious mind feels pretty over it, your subconscious mind is still holding on to the feelings that the breakup gave you. So for example, my friendship breakup left me feeling like I was too much, my excitement was too much. I was asking for too much. My emotions were too much. My everything was too much. And so I've noticed that in the midst of making new friendships, I'm holding back a lot of myself, and I've attributed it to my subconscious mind telling me, if you show your full self, they will see you as too much and they will run away. But I need to remember, and I think we all can take a moment to remember when those lies start infiltrating your head, their lies, don't believe them, name them for what they are, say it out loud and say that's not true. And also remind yourself that any future friend, any meaningful relationship you make from this point forward will covet you and appreciate you for all the things that friendship did not appreciate you for. And that's saving you from future hurt.
How do you know when it's time to break up with a friend? If someone is unwilling to relate to me now as like Lindsay, 34 years old, this is where I am in my life, and unwilling to relate and get to know me now, and they're only working on and relating to the Lindsay when they met me or the season of life that they felt most close to me, then I feel like it's just time.
When a friendship ends like that and it's abrupt and then you feel like, damn, like we're really close, like why did it ends like that? And I feel like it also kind of goes to show like maybe it wasn't that much of a real friendship, because if I really care about you, bitch, we're gonna talk about it. If you tell me you need a minute or I need a minute to cool off, we'll give each other that time. But I'm best believe I'm gonna bring it up. But if she doesn't come to me, I'll go to her. And I feel like those are the true friendships that you know, like they're real, they're solid. Yeah. Because you know that you guys will get through anything. And I feel like in those friendships, it's like, okay, yeah, it sucks, it hurts, and I'm really sorry it ended. But you're also making room for more solid friendships, for people to come into your life that are actually going to fight to stay in your life, that they care about you.
and that aren't
gonna
like disrespect you.
Exactly.
Breaking up with a best friend is harder than breaking up with any man. Honestly, truly. Sisterhoods and friendships are so sacred to us women. It's a different thing for us and guys. Yeah. It's so sacred to the point where we have certain levels of expectations that if you hurt me after I've let you all the way into my heart and into like my entire life and into everything that is me, it's like, how could you?
I just ended a friendship with someone tonight that I've been friends with for a while because I was so sick of her always making me feel like I wasn't good enough. You know those people that just always make you feel worse about yourself, like in every conversation? I've been struggling lately comparing myself to other people, you know, who get these amazing opportunities and are doing such cool things. And I feel like I've been working on social media for years and it's just not happening for me, you know, and that sucks. And all you want in those moments is just your friend to believe in you and tell you that you are good enough and that you are going somewhere. And you know what she said to me? Maybe it's time you just give up. Like, what? So I told her that I don't want to be friends anymore. And I feel sad about it. Like, am I crazy? Is that not the right thing to do?
I'm going to say this, then I'm going to get off TikTok for the day. I went to lunch with a friend of mine yesterday, and she brought a friend. Yeah, I know how I hate that. If you're going to bring someone, because I don't mesh with everybody, and everybody doesn't mess with me because my personality is just a little bit different than most folks. She brought a friend with her, and I was cool with that because I always get there first to make sure I can sit where I can face the door or whatever, because I need to be see things going on. And when I saw them get out of the parking lot and walk around and come in, and I thought to myself, just take a deep breath because it's going to be okay. This young lady sat down and said, see, and now mind you, I don't know what they were talking about prior to coming to the restaurant to meet me. And I was supposed to do a video because I follow this food guy here in Indy, and I went to the restaurant. It was absolutely delicious, but I did take some pictures of the food, and I'll post that on his page. But she literally sat down and said, why is it that, like look at her talking about, referring to me. See, she doesn't wear any makeup. She doesn't do this. And you told me she was married and got a great husband and blah, 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 blah. And why can't us pretty girls ever find a great husband? Was that bitch calling me ugly? Baby, when I tell you I politely got up, you see, and that's my why. I politely got up, didn't say anything, got my bag. I had already ordered, but at this point I don't even want it. So went to the bar to tell them, hey, you can cancel my order. They was like, but it's already ready. I said, if you can't box it up in 2 minutes, I'm out of here. When I tell you that food was boxed and ready to go, and I politely left. Now, my girlfriend has been calling me all day today. I'm an Aries. I gave your friend grace. So I'm going to bow out gracefully because you know how I am. You've known me since the 9th grade. And you did that on purpose, because what I'm feeling in my mind as I think about it is that you wanted me to cut her so deeply that you would then have to let her go. I'm not your I'm not that for you. Yeah, I'm gonna pay. I'm no longer a liaison for you guys to end friendships with other people. And that's how I took that. So I know now that you know what I thought and was thinking, and now know for a fact that you were doing. So handle your business, or we can't be friends.
Story time on how I found out my best friend of 5 years, my baby's godmother, actually hated me our entire 5 years of being friends. And yesterday, she confessed to me after 5 years she never liked me. She hated my guts the entire time. And why you should vet your friendships just the same way that you vet your relationships. Me and this girl was friends since 2020 during the pandemic, like early 2020. We met on social media. I think it was even 2019. We hit it off real well. We had the same interests, I'll just say that. We didn't officially meet up in person until I moved to Atlanta in 2021 because she lives in South Carolina and I was in New Jersey, New York. So obviously coming to South Carolina was not in the plans. We building a friendship. We're getting real close. I get married in 2021. She was already married for 2 years when we met. So our husbands met. They got super close. We have this whole like family group chat. We all close and da, right? We are like peas in the pod, all of us. I say peas in the pod, I mean families meeting each other, hanging out at each other's houses. We even felt comfortable when we found out we were pregnant in 2022 that they were going to be our new baby's godmother and godfather. So this all is catching me by surprise. Had to give you a little backstory. Yesterday, I get a call, ring, 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 ring. Catches me off guard, completely off guard. Homegirl says, hey, I have something to tell you. I've been feeling this way for so long. But mind you, as of recently, I've been telling my husband, I feel like something is off between me and her. Like, you know when you have that feeling, ladies? Like, you know when you have a feeling something is off. But everything kept flying over my head. So she asked, can she call me? We get on the phone. And she's like, all right, I got something to tell you. For the past 4 or 5 years, I've never liked you. I've always been jealous of you. I've always hated you. You can predict. My mouth was like, what? I literally kept saying, what? 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 What are you talking about? We were just planning to see each other next month. All of us, our families getting together and having a good time for the holidays. And this is how you were feeling the entire time? But that's not even the half of what she had to say. She goes on to say that she was always praying against the things that I was praying for. So when I was telling her that my husband and I were praying for a baby, and this was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, when I was telling her these things, she said that she was praying and hoping that we wouldn't conceive. She was praying and believing that when we were pregnant, the baby wouldn't be born. When I was pregnant around like 26, 27 weeks, you know, when you get tests for gestational diabetes, I was actually diagnosed with gestational diabetes. I had to retake the test. So, you know, you call your friend, you tell your friend, whatever, like, hey, like, pray for me and all these things. Girl said that she was praying that the opposite would happen of what we wanted, which is, of course, for the gestational diabetes to be removed so that I can have a healthy pregnancy. If you know anything about gestational diabetes in itself, you know that that's nothing to play with when you are pregnant at all. So the fact that she found that fun and joyful, and I still called her best friend, and she knew that this baby was going to be her godchild and she felt comfortable feeling that way, blows my mind. So anyways, the whole time we were on the phone, I'm just listening. I'm just quiet because I'm trying to like take in everything that she's saying, because I actually can't believe that these things were going over my head. One time while I was pregnant, it was November of 2022 and I was due March 2023. I came to her because I had a feeling like something was off. And again, like when you feel something is off, you really need to take heed and pray about whatever it is that you feel is off of your spirit. So I said something was off. I addressed it with her and we agreed that we both can do better as friends. I should have took that as a sign right then and there to dead this friendship. But she assured me that what I was feeling off was not the case. She was genuinely there to be my friend. The same time I felt this way was the same time I had the gestational diabetes, and she felt a way about me being pregnant, I suppose. She continued on to say that she's always felt competition between us. Whenever I started my photography business, she felt competition in there. Whenever she seen that we were essentially making money moves, I'll just say it like that, she felt some sort of way about that. So last year, December, November, I don't know if you've seen on my TikTok page, if you scroll down, I shared that we were facing eviction, right? She knew about that and her husband knew about that because we were all close. We're like family. So like we're going to the people that we're the most closest to pray for us and to cover us, that of course that we don't end up on the street with a 9-month-old. This girl prayed that we would not have a home to live in. She prayed, she said this out of her own mouth. She was just hoping that we would end up homeless with the 9-month-old that is her godchild, and then still had the audacity to open up her home for us to live there, even though she was feeling these things. She said that it made her feel like they were doing better than us. This is a best friend, somebody that you're confiding in. I was almost like dishing information for her to pray against on me. Better for me wasn't the fact that she didn't like me this whole entire time. Is that I gave her access to my child, the one that I had prayed for to be here, and I entrusted her to come into agreement with me for this baby. But she had a whole separate agenda this entire time of canceling his life, and I entrusted her to be his godparent. I'm gonna leave it here because she says way more. If you want to hear part 2, then let me know in the comments. But I'm gonna just leave one thing for you ladies. Vet your friendships the same way that you are going to vet your relationships. The same way that you're gonna pray and seek God about if this is the person that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with. You need to be praying and asking God, is this a friendship I need to be pouring myself out into? You need to pray and ask God for discernment when we're sharing things with friends. Not as women, sometimes we just want to get all close because we like the same things. We like content creation. We all just gonna be friends. We like photography. We just all gonna be friends. And no, like ask God, what is the kingdom purpose here for our friendship? Is this somebody I'm gonna do life with? Is this somebody I should share my deepest, darkest secrets with? Is this somebody that I can trust with my entire life? Is this somebody I could bring around family? The list goes on. You need to vet your friendships the same exact way that you're going to be vetting your relationships. And that's one thing that I took away from this. And these things for sure will never happen again. Well, all in all, girl, I'm just excited that God has removed the one thing that I knew was a hindrance in my life. And now I can just move forward with what God has for me in this season. But overall, I just feel like this is all crazy. This is like a movie. I can't believe it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
You know what gives me the ick in friendships or just relationships generally is when you tell someone, oh, I don't like the way you treated me here, or I feel hurt by you. And they're like, oh, well, you did this too. It's so annoying. No, this is my moment that I'm taking to share with you something that you did that I didn't like, or a situation that I have now thought about and I felt differently about. This is not the time to also air out your grievances. This is about me, okay? And what I am currently dealing with. And I'm letting you know, not so you can go, oh, well, you did this too. Well, I didn't like it when you also did. When people are telling you their truth, or they're hurt, or they're expressing themselves, I think you just need to listen. Like, that is not the time to say, well, you did this, well, I felt this way. That's coming from a place of defense. And I get it. Sometimes you just want to protect yourself if you feel like someone might be coming for you. But if you're in a safe space that is and should be found in friendships, then you shouldn't feel like someone is coming after you. It should be, okay, let me hear what you have to say. And then maybe at the end you can say, well, actually, now that you bring this up, I actually have something I would like to share with you. But it can't be a back and forth, or I feel this way, well, you did this as well. Well, when you said that, well, you also said that. No.
You know what's really crazy about female friendships is that when you fall out with enough people, people start asking if it's you. And then you start asking, is it me? Am I the reason that I keep falling out with people? Or am I just threatening to people? Or are the people I'm meeting not through great sources? Am I vetting them out before they're my friends? Like, it causes you to truly look inside and look around and say, what the fuck is the problem here? And after 31 years of dealing with BS female friendships, I have kind of conceptualized what the fuck is happening. Number one, a lot of times when you meet someone, they remember you as you are in that state. If they met you in high school, they remember high school you. If they meet you in college, if they meet you when you flexing at 50 or married at 30, whatever, they see you as that version of you. And most of the times, especially if they're insecure, they don't want to see you grow from that. So if you have a high school friend that you guys have been cool with for a long time, and then now 5, 10, 15 years later, you're at a different path, you're at a different level, a lot of times they're not going to like who you are anymore. You change. And if you are the friend or the person that doesn't grow, that doesn't change, that is stationary and stuck, it's going to be easy for you to have friends because they're going to be comfortable around you. They're going to be comfortable with the fact that you are not showing them up. But if you are a continuously growing, elevating, working, pursuing, just, pushing in, putting in work type of person, you're going to have a hard ass time making friends. And that's not even including into female friendships, which we all know is a big deal. How you look. Are you intimidating? Are you a baddie? Are you... All of these superficial situations are also going to have a huge factor in the longevity of your friendship. So, yeah. Good luck. If you are an attractive woman, if you're a hardworking woman, if you're always making moves, if you're always changing, leveling up, and growing in female friendships, you need to make sure that you are around women that are equivalent to these things. And it's not about looks. I've said this before. It's not just about looks. It's about who they are as a person. It's about, are they the person that's actually going out there and making things happen? Or are they the person that gossips, sits down and talks shit about the people that do? Are they the person that are motivating you and congratulating you and cheering you on and popping up with a bottle of champagne to celebrate you? Or are they the friend that sit in the corner and talk shit and don't even like or comment on your posts? Are they the person that takes great photos of you when you're out and, they get in them angles and they love you and they going, yes, bitch, I love you? Or are they the girl that 1, 2, click, 3, and done? A lot of us have insecurities, but that doesn't mean a lot of us are insecure. So pay attention and learn the difference. It'll save you a lifetime of pain, stress, aggravation, trauma, and wondering if you are the problem.
Girl on TikTok, and it made so much sense to me. It's called quiet quitting a friendship. You can only give so much to people who are not reciprocating the same energy back to you. I'm in my 30s and I have learned a lot about friends over the last few years, and I've definitely had a handful of friend breakups. It is so hard to find good friends, and honestly, we're at a time in our life where we just don't have time for bullshit anymore. And I also feel like some friends just have crazy expectations, and you just kind of get to a point where you realize that maybe you aren't aligned anymore. And breaking up with a friend is weird because it's not like a romantic relationship where it has to end because you're seeing other people. But it kind of just has to slowly fade because you're realizing that you're not prioritizing each other anymore. I think the hardest part about friendship breakups is that they're not treated like actual breakups. So most of the time we don't have closure conversations, even though I know that closure comes from within. But usually when an actual romantic relationship is ending, you have multiple conversations leading up to that event happening.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but normalize ending long-term friendships. I was just on FaceTime with one of my closest friends, and we were just talking about how one of my friends have been really putting me through the ringer, and I don't know why. And she asked me, why are you still friends with him? The only good answer I could provide to her was that I've known him for so long. And that made me wonder, you do not have to keep people in your life just because they've been in your life for so long. No one, and I mean no one, has seniority over your life. If that friend is not making you hotter, richer, smarter, or just a better person, then bye. Why are you still here? I am pretty certain that my life would be so much easier without that friend bringing me down. So to that friend, you will be getting a message from me in the next 48 hours. Sorry.
My absolute friendship ick is when I bring up a situation that hurt my feelings, and instead of offering to talk through it, you railroad me and deflect. Last week, it really hurt my feelings when you XYZ'd. Well, 3 months ago, you interrupted me, so. They also get extra bonus points for being awful if they bring out the deflection crocodile tears. It's like you think I'm an awful person. Well, right now you're acting like one, so. This is such a sign of a broken and narcissistic person. My general rule of thumb for these conversations is I came to you with an issue, and if you have an issue with me, cool, you can come to me a separate time with your issue, but right now we're talking about what I came to you with, and if you're not going to deflect during this conversation. We're not talking about what other random issue you have that's unrelated. We're not doing that. No. And I'm very stern, and that's a boundary I have during these conversations. Stop gaslighting me and hear what I have to say. Jesus. Do you want a healthier relationship with me or not? Like, just hear what I have to say. It's like you just want to fight or something. Like, hear me out. Like, let's fix this. The worst is when you're explaining your feelings and they're like, okay, so do I get to talk? And then again, just start deflecting and trying to blame things on you, like just completely unrelated things. Again, my general rule of thumb is I came to you with this conversation and I'm completely open to having a conversation about this separate thing where you can come to me, even if it's months old, which means that you probably didn't actually need to address it in the first place or you didn't want to address it. But we can have that separate conversation and you can come to me, but this is about what I'm coming to you about. And what you're talking about probably is not directly related anyway. This is my time. I'm reclaiming it. I came to you. You can come to me and we can do it on your own time. But I'm reclaiming my time. Do it on your own time. Because this is truly manipulation in its finest form. Because why can't we focus on my feelings right now? If we want to have a discussion about what you want to talk about later, we can do that. But stop deflecting, for God's sake. Like, it's so manipulative. I don't get it, but I do get it because you're manipulative. You're manipulative. There's nothing else to say. You're a narcissist, you're manipulative, and you don't want to take any accountability for something I'm telling you that hurt my feelings. Like, I don't get it.
My friend is not just my friend. That's a calling. That's a purpose. And I can't treat that.
They don't become common because we broke up. Now, I know that sounds crazy.
Okay.
But they don't become common because we broke up. I don't get to dishonor you.
I don't get to dishonor you.
I don't get to act like God didn't place you in my life, that God didn't assign you to my life, that you didn't show up in some way, in some capacity that changed my life. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to act like you come because we broke up. My feelings hurt. I miss you. And God is dealing with me over here.
Over here.
Yeah. But I refuse to make the grieving process worse by acting like you not who you were.
Yeah.
Because I'm mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
When I say God has turned me into an introvert, right on time. Because, baby, y'all have made maintaining friendships entirely too difficult, and I don't understand why. I really feel like it has a lot to do with boundaries. Y'all don't know how to respect boundaries. Half of y'all don't understand what boundaries are, and a lot of y'all just really not abiding by your friends' boundaries. Before last year, I used to be outside. When I lost my mom and my granny, I hit rock bottom. And within hitting rock bottom, I looked up and realized those people that was out kicking it with me every night were not my friends. They were nowhere to be found. Granted, I had people in my corner, and those are the people that now make up my village, and I'm very grateful for them. However, when I say I feel like I'm safer just being to myself within my four walls, because it's creepy. A lot of y'all out here friends with people that really don't like you in real life. They just want to take from you. They just want you to pour into them. They like what your spirit and your aura brings, and I had to understand that. Not only that, y'all don't really be giving a damn what y'all friends be having going on. Half of y'all don't even check on y'all friends until it's time to go out, until you want to plan a trip. Do you know a lot of your friends are struggling? Not just mentally. People are struggling financially. They are struggling emotionally. But y'all don't be giving a damn. When I say these friendships are based and built on bullshit. These foundations that y'all building y'all friendships on, they are so weak. And that's why these friendships cannot stand the test of time, even at this old age. Even at this grown age, at the age of 36, I find it very difficult that I have to continue to explain to people, no, I don't want to because I said so. These are my boundaries. This is what I need you to do in order to maintain a friendship with me. And y'all still don't understand that. And what's even more weird is the fact that y'all really be thinking y'all friends acting funny when they start to evolve and understand that this is not what I want, and I want more for myself. If you don't change, you die. If you don't grow, you die. So why are you upset because your friends are making life changes in order to better the quality of how they live? My mother was a huge introvert. When I say she couldn't be bothered with nobody, she would be at home on her couch with her dogs watching TV. And she was happy and content. And I used to push her and say, "Ma, you missing out." She would say, "I'm not missing out on nothing." And I did not realize that until now. Because I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. And y'all have just made it so strange. You can't trust people now. Y'all talk about each other behind y'all backs. Y'all be envious and jealous. Y'all don't know what support is. It's weird. And I just feel like I'm safe in this introverted bubble.
Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have a story that you want to share in my comment section about your friendship breakup and how you dealt with it, go right ahead and leave it in my comment section. Thank you guys so much and see you all in my next video.